Okay guys, so today on Midland Valley Farm, what we're doing is we're working on the skid steer. Okay, so we've had the machine for a couple of weeks now, and I noticed an issue, and I don't want it to create bigger issues down the road. And so I know a lot of people that kind of let their machines roll like this. I think it's a little bit haphazard, so we're not gonna do that. So what we've got going on right now is each one of these attachment pins go up and down, right? See how smooth that is, right? Well, currently in this state, we can't go up or down. And so that's probably because in here, and I'll show you. Okay guys, so you can see right here, we've got this pin. So what I believe is going on and our source of our problem is that this pin has been seized. So when we bought the machine, I just don't think that the guy did the proper maintenance to it. And so it's really gross down in here. Now if you look at the other side, notice how this pin won't move. We're stuck. But if you look at the other side here, show you, a lot cleaner. Right now the pin is down, but even still I can bring it up super duper easy and no issue, right? And so here, come under really quick. And you can see that pin is well maintained, all that dirt, that grease, that oil. So really completely different. So last night I heated this thing up with a torch. I soaked it in WD-40. I beat on it, I pushed on it, and I still couldn't get it free. So now we're gonna try to take it apart and get it that way. You're gonna need a 5/8 wrench. I think most of them are pretty universal. Everything that I saw online, pretty much everybody was rocking the 5/8. I got a little magnet plate up there. If you don't have a magnet plate, you should always have a magnet plate when you're working on stuff like this. And we'll just try to get this guy. There's a little spring here. Make sure you don't lose that. There's one more washer. We got our bolt. There we go. All right, and that brings your handle kind of free. Now, something I'm noticing right off the top is it's pretty weak. Something I'm noticing is this here is pretty gunked up as well. Just the control, the throw lever is pretty gunked up. Now I'm gonna try a couple different things to get this freed up. I know beating on the bottom of it hasn't been working so far, but we'll try it again. So we're not really moving that way. I'm gonna try to come in from the top here. And it's just really, this pin is just seized really bad. And guys, I don't know if this is a result of rust or what it could be, really. It seems like just bad maintenance is our main factor here. It's probably dirt, but I mean, at this point, we're deep in having put WD-40 in it. and all this different stuff. I mean, I can't even get that. There's a roll pin in there, and I'm not going to be able to get that out either. So I might have to get a little bit creative. I think that's a roll pin, yeah. There's a little roll pin in that. I might be able to get, hey. Okay guys, it took a lot of work to get this out, but I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So this is after we cleaned it. I had to call a good buddy of mine. You see all that pitting, that's what caused our issue there. And so our grease fitting, which is in here, was also seized. And then you can see in the hole there, so it took quite a bit of work. Took me, my good buddy Justin, and a couple of cuss words to get this sucker out. One thing that we changed that was a little bit different was PB blaster instead of just WD-40, and then we upped everything, up the size of the crowbar, up the size of the hammer, everything, and kind of just beat the ever-loving snot out of it, to be honest with you. And so got the grease fittings were all fixed up. And then we're about to just start putting everything back together. So I'll show you kind of what that process looks like. Not a bunch of crazy tools involved with this, you know. I mean, it's kind of just your common sense stuff. Yeah. Yeah, is that the bushing for the cab?
For the boat, yeah. Boat's backed up.
What size is that, a 3/4 inch?
Something pretty good. Big. And you're actually missing a piece of metal and a nut. Which all you really need is a washer and a nut that'll fit it. You're set. I think it's 7/8.
All right guys, so we got everything all fixed up. The bucket should be good to go to get on there. I mean, the main thing for the whole process was really just getting the, bring that up, was just getting that one seized pin out. And so for us, it was just a lot of hitting it with a hammer. And that's a tight space. And so we ended up using this end of a crowbar, kind of tucking it in like so, and then whapping on the bottom with I think an 8-pound sledgehammer. And then after that, what I did and what Justin and I did is we took a wire brush like so on the end of a drill. We cleaned the whole thing off, got all that gunk out of the pits and everything like that. I even took an angle or like a disc grinder and used a similar attachment, but like a braided wire. Lubed it up really good. We cleaned out the housing, the hole from where it came, and then slid it in there. We changed the grease fitting too, because we weren't getting any grease, and obviously that needs grease. So I might actually tape the back end of that, where that grease fitting is. There's no reason to have it open. There's no heat, there's no venting that needs to happen. So I'm probably gonna end up taking some 100-mile-per-hour tape and taping that to keep any gunk away from that grease fitting, because that's a pretty important grease fitting. And then I can just take that tape off and put it back on there, because I don't really like that design. It's right on the ground where all your dirt's gonna be. So probably what's happening is people are flipping their buckets up and then dirt is coming in like so. And Lord knows I or my wife are gonna do that 100 times. So yeah, that's a summary of the video. We got a bolt right here. That's for the cab. So the cab goes here. This big 15/16 bolt sits in like so. Well, we don't have the washer or the nut on the bottom. So if you see on the bottom here, there's this big square washer and a big nut right there. That backed out. So I'm gonna go to the farm store and I'm gonna find a big old washer and find a nut and fix that up, and then she'll be good to go. Okay guys, so we're back. We got the cab bolt and the nut, the washers and all that installed. I'd show you it, but it's just a washer and a nut, so it's not really that exciting. But what we are going to do now is a little bit of the final piece of maintenance that I want to do. So if you see on the cab here, all this is actually cement from, I guess he was working on some cement or some concrete or something. And so it's all pretty sealed. So I don't love that that's on the machine because it's in a few different spots, if you can see. But I already did this side here. And so you can see right here, there was cement here. There was cement here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind all that cement off, and then we're gonna repaint this big control arm, and then down there as well. And I know you're probably thinking, why would you repaint it? Because it's mine and I want it to be nice. And I want it to look nice, because when it looks nice on a job, people like it better. They feel more, it feels like it's a more professional outfit. And plus, like, it's not gonna take much time. It's not gonna take a ton of paint. And so, yeah, I just think it's the right thing to do. So we painted the machine, and man, it looks way, way better. It's much cleaner. It's a much cleaner looking machine. We started to do this whole underside here. You can tell the difference. We just stopped, to be honest. I know that that's gonna get destroyed. I might touch it back up. So we ordered new lights. I'll link them below. We got them from Amazon. I think they're 75 bucks for both the lights. They plug right in. Super easy fix to do. Painted the whole underside here, painted that front logo, had a little mess up there. That's okay, you'll have that on those big jobs. So this was pretty challenging to do. This lever right here was super seized, but now moves like an absolute dream, totally greased and really, really easy to manipulate. That way we can get all of our attachments on and off the machine really easily. So we tried a bunch of different stuff. At the end of the day, it just took me and another bro a huge 12-pound sledgehammer, a really big pry bar, and a ton of bad words. No, I'm joking. But we were able to get it done. But the machine is coming together really nice. You can see how this side here isn't painted. However, we cleared all the debris, got everything all oiled up, and it's running like an absolute top now. It seemed as though maybe they had blown a hydraulic hose at one point over here, so we had to clean all that out. Now the reason that we cleaned all that out, a lot of people probably would have been like, Bob, it's a used machine, why'd you do that? Well, we want to see if something's going wrong with the machine. This is a big investment for our farm, and so if you guys are spending money like this, you know, $30,000, $40,000, which is a lot of money, a lot of money. If you guys are spending money like this on a tractor, skid steer, or something like that, excavator, you want to be able to diagnose when an issue happens, which means it has to be clean enough to know, like, oh, hey, I've got a leak, I've got, you know, some sort of fume, something's going on. So that's one of the reasons we painted everything, made it look super duper nice, and I'll show kind of the before and after as well while we're doing this, but cleaned everything up completely. The machine is looking great, it's running awesome. Really, really fortunate with that. Now we can kind of keep tearing down these projects. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We're super grateful that you're watching. We're grateful that you're a part of it. The next thing we're gonna do and we're gonna fix up is the plow. It's about to be snow season, so we'll get some snow contracts, which is a really easy way for our farm to use the equipment that we have on it to make some extra cheddar, because it's all about that money, keeping the mortgage paid, keeping the note paid, keeping the animals fed, and then it actually makes money. So that way we can continue to do this and spend less time doing dumb jobs and doing what we love to do, which is farm as a family. So I'm gonna go through the complete hydraulic pump, all the hoses, everything like that. We're gonna paint the plow, make it look super nice, and get it ready for winter. The truck's in the shop right now, getting a tune-up, and there's some transmission was making a weird noise, so it was under warranty. The transmission was because we replaced it, so wanted to get that fixed while we still were under warranty. So once that video drops, you guys can see how we do that and why we do some of the things we do. We'll flip the blade and I'll show you how we do that and everything. So other than that, I'm gonna get back to work because there's work to be done. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you know that the Lord Jesus loves you, and yeah, bye.